Religious Redditors, what's a misconception about your religion you want to clear up? I'm Hindu, I don't know crap. Buddhism isn't some hippy-dippy religion where you get to invent your own morality. There are rules to follow, and a lot of them are fairly conservative in nature. I'm a Quaker. No, I'm not Amish. Yes, I can use technology. No, I'm not Mennonite. Yes, I am a Christian. No, I won't just stand here and let you punch me. Former Christian, now irreligious. It bugs the heck out of me when people think Satan is supposed to be in charge of heck and that he sends people there. Heck was made specifically to punish him, according to actual Christian dogma. Non-literal interpretations of Genesis extend back to at least the 200s. It's not just some panicked modernist response to evolution. Jews do not have a master plan to take over the world. Jews do not have a master plan to take over the world. That sounds like just the sort of thing someone plotting to take over the world would say. There are varying degrees of religiousness. Reddit seems to only think there are extremists. God never said life was supposed to be easy. Whenever I see a Christian movie, it's all just pray, and God will make everything okay. That's not how that works. He said he'd comfort us, and wouldn't give us more than what we could handle. Also, sex. Yes, the Bible is against premarital, but when I hear or see people call lust and marriage is wrong, it pisses me off. God created our sex drives. I don't think he gives a crap about how kinky you get in the bedroom with your Song of Solomon gets pretty steamy. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. For your love is more delightful than wine. Song of Solomon 1:2. I'm an atheist, and not all atheists feel compelled to let everyone know they're an atheist. Yes, I realize the irony in that sentence. Most of the crappy things people have done in the service of religion was really more of appropriation of religion for crappy personal reasons. If the religion hadn't been there, those people would have still done something crappy. They just would have found a different justification. Do not fear the actions of a man who believes he is committing evil. Fear the actions of a man who commits evil believing he is doing good. So it's like a philosophy. No, Buddhism is a religion. I'm Jewish. No, we don't celebrate the death of Jesus. We don't acknowledge Jesus ever. Why does this still have to be cleared up after thousands of years and exiles? Drinking alcohol is not a sin. Drinking itself is not, but I believe getting drunk is considered to be, according to the Bible. I could be wrong though. I see a lot of people take insult to Christian people saying I'll pray for you, your family, your health, the victims' families. The argument I've always been told is it excuses them from actually doing anything to help. Well, no, not really. The Bible very strongly encourages people to do good works. There are a ton of verses that tell the reader to perform charity, donate to causes, and help people without expecting anything in return. Praying is not an excuse not to help. If someone says I'll pray for you, but sorry I can't help you fundraise, cook you a meal, generally donate my time and or money, it's because they're a lazy butthole, not because the praying is a magic don't have to do anything card. Another point I'd like to make is that for a truly religious person, praying actually helps. They truly believe that praying on your behalf will bring your issues to God's attention and he'll help you out. My uncle, who is a pastor, once told me that God appreciates it when you pray for other people rather than yourself, but I'm not sure if that's a universal thing with Christianity. So when someone prays for you, they are genuinely trying to help, and genuinely think it will improve your life, even if you don't believe that, unless it's some obnoxious old lady who's throwing passive-aggressive shade at your lifestyle. People who offer to pray for you have genuinely good intentions. So even if you don't believe in the power of prayer, please just thank them and then ask them if they can donate their time to help you. A Christian who is genuinely your friend will be happy to cook you a meal or clean your house or watch your kids after they've sent up a prayer for you. Us Jews aren't all doctors. We're also lawyers. Where to start? The Catholic Church did not teach that the earth was flat, as claimed in the movie 1492. The Church was well aware of the spherical shape of the earth throughout the Middle Ages. Catholics are not Bible literalists. If a statement in the Bible contradicts scientific evidence, we have to assume that the statement was meant metaphorically, which actually makes the whole thing much more interesting. This is also why Catholics don't have issues with evolution or the Big Bang Theory. Catholics do not believe that saints have magical powers. And we do not worship Mary, we merely venerate her. Catholics are not part of a secret conspiracy to take over the world. Christians did not burn down the Library of Alexandria. By the time Christianity rose to prominence, the library was already pretty much gone. There are some ignorant people who hold on to the 19th century fairy tale about the Serapeum, for example, the movie Agora, but there is no contemporary source that claims that it housed a library in 391 AD and actually one source that implies it did not. The Spanish Inquisition. While the Spanish Inquisition did exist, its scale and ferocity have been greatly exaggerated. Essentially, most people still believe 400-year-old Protestant wartime propaganda, the Hitler's Pope myth. The Catholic Church did not support Hitler and Hitler was not a devout Catholic. Catholics do not believe that everything the Pope does or says is infallible. The Pope has to specifically call for infallibility in a statement, which is essentially like a Supreme Court ruling, ending the debate. However, instances of such infallible teachings are very rare, not more often than once in a couple of decades. I think the idea of a judgy Christian is really more of a generational gap issue. A lot of baby boomer Christians are this way, but I've found that younger Christians are very cool people. Muslim here. In Islam, killing one person is said to be like killing all of humanity. In other words, it's one of the largest sins, but self-defense is okay. Another thing is that we must respect all religions and to not force our religion down people's throats. Most Christians are normal people, but that doesn't make the news. Ministers who are pay children and maniacal protesters that call women who walk into clinics where abortion is done make the news. I'm a Christian. I don't, in fact, hate people. The Old Testament laws were written to the ancient nation of Israel, not modern Christians. Most of the ceremonial laws and general daily activity laws were never applied to the New Testament Christians, and some, like the dietary restrictions for example, were specifically nullified. Buddhist here. No, Buddha is not our god, and yes, I do find it a little bit disrespectful that you put statues of his head on top of your toilets to be zen. Where I live, every single white household owns at least one Buddha statue in an inappropriate place. I'm not Catholic anymore, but I do still get a bit confused when people say Catholics aren't Christians. Like, bro, they are pretty much the original Christians. You all other Christians didn't exist until the 1500s, except the Eastern Orthodoxy, which developed around the same time. Also, one person once told me that he believed Catholics have to pray every time they go up any set of stairs, stopping on each stair to say a different prayer. This was apparently based on St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, which I informed him was a specific holy site's traditions and not just a general rule for changing your elevation. I'm Jewish. Not all Jews are white. Ashkenazim are European Jews. Sephardim are Jews from Spanish-speaking countries. Mountain Jews are from the Caucasus region. Mizrahim, like myself, are Arab Jews from Muslim-majority countries. We all have drastically different cultures and foods. Yeah, there's 72 different groups of Islam. There isn't really a fixed interpretation. Although the basics are that there is only one God, Allah, which literally translates to God in English, and Muhammad is his final messenger. A lot of people think that Muslims don't believe in Jesus or Abraham, when a lot of these groups in fact do. Also, ISIS's interpretation or group they belong to is none. They literally do not belong in the religion of Islam. I mean, they're murdering other Muslims for crying out loud. Not all Muslim will blow up on contact. Can't believe I would need to say that during this lifetime. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. We do believe in Jesus. We don't believe in the Trinity. We don't keep secrets. There is no such thing as a secret JW document, and we're usually pretty nice. No one thinks God is an old man with a long white beard in the sky. That is a depiction used to make it easy for children to understand the general idea. Buddhism here. We don't have to be vegetarian, but killing an animal in order to eat it is frowned upon. Buddha ate meat unless the animal was killed with him in mind. When I learned that oysters on the half shell are alive until they are shucked for my order, I stopped eating oysters on the half shell. We won't avoid violence at all costs. We developed a significant number of martial arts complete with killing moves for frick's sake. But we believe it should be a last resort. Someone insults your mom, walk away. You walk by an alley at night and see a guy forcing himself on a young girl, put the motherfricker in a wheelchair. Some think that we believe in reincarnation in order to relieve the fear of death, making reincarnating something we want to do. The truth is that we believe we're trapped in the cycle of reincarnation, and our goal is to escape that trap and remain in higher, far more pleasant dimensions. The first noble truth could be summed up crudely as Earth sucks. One of my favorite professors always said, don't judge religion by the people who practice it. It stuck with me because it makes a lot of sense. All religions at their roots are about kindness, and sometimes people create a complete false sense of things that ruin it for the outside looking in. Islam does not promote killing infidels. All those verses people and the media keep quoting apply to times when there is an actual state of declared war, and all have caveats and conditions. Foremost amongst these are that only actively engaged soldiers in the field are allowed to be killed. Everyone else's lives are inviolable. Second is that as soon as the other side asks for peace, then peace should be made. Third, no one is to be forced to become Muslim. That is strictly forbidden. Fourth, suicide is forbidden, and so is suicide bombing, which incidentally violates the first rule. Of course, try telling this to those suckers who keep on doing horrible crap and claiming it's Islamic or God's will. Yeah, right. Just like it was God's will that the Inquisition committed ethnic cleansing on their heretic populations. Kill them all, God will know his own. Or it was God's will that the colonial nations committed atrocities. Or it was manifest destiny that the USA destroyed the Native Americans. Or, need I go on? Religion isn't irrational. There are perfectly valid arguments for it presented by philosophers and theologians across history. There are countless people who have experienced miracles and felt the presence of God firsthand. Plenty of very intelligent people from all walks of life have faith, and for billions of people this faith has given them hope and a sense of purpose. If religion is something you don't believe in, then that is perfectly valid. But chucking out denigrating terms such as magical sky fairy, or making blanket statements about how stupid and evil religion is doesn't make you look smart or enlightened. It makes you look ignorant of the beliefs of others, and close-minded to any idea you don't like. I do realize most atheists aren't like this, but there's a decent amount on Reddit, including this sub, who cannot wait to tear people apart for their faith and show everyone how cool and enlightened they are. And it's completely contrary to a reasoned, productive discussion on topics where religion is involved, and denigrating to a host of people out there who live their lives according to their faith because it is something that they honestly believe in and find comfort in. I identify as Christian, but I am not a brainwashed bigot. Do not parrot to me a contradiction you found in Genesis hoping to shake my faith and give me a panic attack. This has happened to me 4 times in my life, which is 4 more times than should have happened. I'm not going to bring up my own religion and try to convert you. Religion is on the bottom of my list of crap I want to argue about. 99.9% of all Catholic priests are really good people. Also, Catholicism is a religion that agrees with science. We don't necessarily disagree with evolution or Big Bang. Wicca has exactly 0 things to do with the Christian, Jewish, Islamic, etc. devil. We don't even have a devil. Not every Wiccan does witchcraft. Lots of us are just pagans. Orthodox Christian. People think we're some sort of hyper-strict sect of Christianity. We're not. Many Western sects of Christianity are stricter than us. We just call ourselves that because we think we're the first church. Actually, our full name is the Holy Catholic Orthodox Church. We're just labeled differently. Jew here. Jews and Christians, and Muslims, for that matter, interpret the Torah, the Old Testament, in enormously different ways, to the point where the word Judeo-Christian is complete nonsense, and questioning, arguing over, and struggling with Judaism's laws and texts is as old as the religion itself, and is considered a vital part of scholarship, not sinning or wrongdoing. I'm Catholic. The Church's position on birth control is not because having sex is not only for procreation. If procreation were the sole determining factor, then the Church would have no objection to things like IVF or ZIFT, which they do. What Church teaches is that sex has both a unitive and procreative nature. It is designed both to bring couples closer together and to create new life, and neither of those should be separated from the other. This does not mean that every act must lead to conception, obviously, but it means the act must leave open the possibility. Muslim here. No. Honor killings are not allowed in Islam. No. Women are not forced to wear a hijab. No. Muhammad didn't marry multiple women to have sex with all of them. Marriage back then was done for financial reasons, not love. No. Islam does not promote killing people who leave the religion. Anything else? There are governments in Middle Eastern countries that enforce some of these or allow these to happen, but that doesn't mean Muslims allow it. These spooky boys are out to get you. Like this video in 12 seconds or they will spook you. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.